Do you ever have those days when you sit staring at what you need to do and your brain just says no? It's not laziness or something not working in you. It's just your nervous system might have just hit pause for a little while. So hi, I'm Mercedes, and with over 30 years of personal development and qualifications in various disciplines, including a polyvagal coach, I have learned how our nervous system directly affects motivation, focus, and follow through. And in this video, I'm going to show you what's really happening in your body when you feel stuck and how to move from that freeze state back into flow gently and without the pressure. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to restart your momentum, even on the days when you just can't get going. So often what we call procrastination is actually a nervous system energy mismatch. So your body is saying, I'm tired, I'm done, haven't got the energy for this, but your mind wants to keep going. So it's not necessarily procrastination, it's actually you've reached your energy limit. And when this happens, you enter kind of like a hybrid state. So you're slightly in this freeze state, so your body's got into a slight shutdown. It wants you to rest. But because the brain is trying to push you forward, there's a little bit of fight or flight sitting underneath because you're triggered by the fact that you're doing nothing. So you can't move forward, but actually because you've got this fight or flight just lingering underneath, you can't fully rest either. So it's kind of like you feel almost stuck in limbo and a little bit agitated. And when you start to understand this, it can actually change how you deal with things. And because instead of judging yourself, because that's what happens, right? We look at ourselves and think, oh, I'm not doing this and I should be doing this. And now I feel this, and you've got that agitated feeling. You start to judge yourself. And then you add an extra layer onto that, which you don't need to add on. When you start working with your body instead of against it, things can shift quite significantly. And the goal here is not to push through, right? Because then we can run the risk of burnout and over depletion. It's just to gently awaken the system until movement feels safe again, until you feel recharged, or you go and rest because you actually realize that you need to rest because you've discharged the fight or flight. So you can choose either and end up in either way. And that's okay. This is about activating you so that you know what is right for you and how to take yourself forward. So the idea of this video came from me today. So this morning my son woke me up at, 5 to 5 in the morning, some ludicrous time in the morning, because he needed to go to the toilet and needed me to come with him. And then there was no chance getting back to bed. And I've been doing some tasks this morning and I do my videos regularly. And I was like, I'm doing a video today. And I couldn't think of a topic. And so I started procrastinating. So I started doing like nothing tasks and distracting myself. So I wasn't thinking about the video. But I wasn't exactly frozen because I was still doing little tasks. And I wasn't anxious in the traditional sense, but I was a bit tired, I was a bit foggy, and there was a little bit of me underneath going, you need to do that video and you're going to run out of time if you don't get on with it because you've got a time until you have to pick your kid up from school and then you're not going to be able to do a video. And that was then allowing the little bit of pressure to build up. And it wasn't that I didn't want to do the video, but my nervous system it didn't have the energy to open up to creativity. So I was feeling really, really stuck. And that's what we often label as procrastination, when actually it's just we don't have the energy to give at that right particular moment. So what I decided to do to take a step forward was I was realising that I was procrastinating. So I decided to talk it out with my voice journal. And I just talked about how I was feeling, what was going on for me, and like what was structuring in my brain. How was I feeling physically? How was I feeling emotionally? What was going on in my thought process? And just getting that out. So it was a simple step to take. I wasn't actually creating my video. I wasn't even coming up with the outline for the video. I was voicing my thoughts. And then I could give that to my online coach thingy, Bobby, and get some kind of feedback as to what I was, like a reflection basically of what I was sharing in some kind of structure. And then I could see quite clearly where I could get a video out of it. And so this is basically the whole video of this idea has come from me being stuck in that state and then finding my way out of it. So I didn't know what to say when I started the video with the voice journaling, but that single action moved me from shutdown, procrastination, not really doing anything, into actually a steady flow. And the ideas actually came very easily then. So when we freeze, basically, our body isn't being uncooperative. It's trying to conserve energy, which can often be the case. We're actually frozen because we're trying to conserve that energy. We're trying to get ourselves back to feeling okay. And the more we fight that mentally, with I should be doing more, I should be doing this, I should be doing the other, actually the deeper the freeze can become, because your body is interpreting that pressure as another danger. So there's more things to freeze from than we had before. So we're not actually going to get ourselves out of it by pressure. We're going to make it worse, and we're going to trigger all sorts of things going on within our nervous system. So the bridge out of that freeze stage isn't willpower, it's a gentle activation. So it's doing something gentle that's going to guide us out and back into feeling a bit better, or recognition that we actually need to rest and then going and getting that rest. So you might want to do small physical movement, sound, or expression that tells your nervous system we're safe to move again. And you can choose whatever works for you. So you might want to do some stretching, you might want to do some humming, singing, dancing, something that's going to shift you out of that state. And just remembering that your momentum doesn't actually start with that motivation. It starts with the regulation, because when we're dysregulated, we can't actually get the motivation to do anything because we're dysregulated. And so we kind of get stuck in that state. So we can do a quick 2-minute practice together, and you can try it and you can use this when you need it. So just take a moment. So we're going to pause and notice. And this is essentially the steps that I took to get myself out of that freeze state. So, and I did that through my journaling. Right? So, and through my awareness. So this is what I'm going to teach you, is what I actually did today. So pause and notice. So just ask yourself, what's my energy like right now? Is it open or is it closed? So do I feel like I'm ready to kind of start bringing things in and I'm open to stuff, or do I actually feel quite closed within? And just start to notice that awareness can make huge shifts on its own. So just draw your awareness to how do you feel? What does your energy feel like right now? And then you can move slightly. So just like rolling the shoulders, maybe stretching the arms. Oh, I see, I love doing that, stretching up. All right, you can move the arms around. You might want to stand or shake, get some movement going. Just feel that movement in the body, right? So you're energizing a little bit. And then you can breathe. So you're going to inhale through the nose and through the mouth. There, and then inhale again. And exhale. And sit in that sensation in the body. So your breath has calmed you. The movement has maybe shifted some energy around the body. And then you can voice one sentence aloud. So say whatever's true, even if it's just, I don't know what to say, right? Start to speak your truth. How do you feel? What's coming up for you? Is there anything that's in your mind that's come forward just from doing the movement and the breath? Because speaking can help to activate the vagus nerve as well, and it bridges the body back into flow. So if there's things that need to come out, you might want to say one sentence, you might want to talk for a bit longer, and that's okay. And that's essentially what I did by getting my journal out. So I noticed it, I kind of regulated my body a bit, and then just spoke essentially about what I was feeling and what was going on. And that shifted everything and allowed me to come up with ideas. And so that's kind of some of the things that you can give a try to as well. So just remember that when you hit that frozen feeling, to not see it as a flaw, right? Don't pile more rubbish on top of the already not pleasant feeling that you've got. It's just your nervous system asking for maybe a gentler start or a bit of rest, and it's kind of sending you some signals that you might want to listen to. And if you can learn to notice that pause, notice what's happening, and just take a micro action, just do something small, you'll find that your flow can come back naturally. Or you will find yourself in a need for rest. And it's just no force, no guilt. Whatever you need, you need. And hopefully it's been useful. And if it has, remember to like and subscribe so that you get more of my stuff in the future. And if you'd like more short nervous system aware resets like this, come and join me inside the Sacred Pause. It's a completely free group. I'll drop the link in the description, and I would love to see you on the inside.